Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, and that is Tara, and we are going to talk about the What the hell was that wave? The Righteous Gemstones, Season 1, Episode 6. It's called Now the Sons of Eli Were Worthless Men. I had no idea. I never even... Normally I get the page up beforehand. I never even glanced at the title until I read it just then. So I read that and went, wait, what? That's the title? Okay.
Do you think that's a Bible quote?
Probably.
Or does it just sound like one?
Maybe they changed the name, but yeah, it's probably like a Bible quote. Sounds like one. Sounds like one. So we finally get back to present day after the cliffhanger from episode 4, and we continue from there. And we open with what is apparently now a running gag, and my favourite running gag in the show, which is that Keith sometimes doesn't notice that part of his genitalia are just slightly sticking out. You know, before we had the ball sack was just going a little bit to the side, and now he's wearing a t-shirt and nothing else, and the t-shirt's just not quite long enough to conceal the tip of his penis. That is that. Except this time it's in front of the whole family. And I love that Kelvin says, like, hey Keith, come on, and then he's like, sorry about that, guys. But he never said that about the ball sack before, so I almost get the impression that he's actually cool with it. He's just sort of like, you know, pretending to be like horrified.
That's Keith, right?
Yeah, that's Keith. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it too. I watched it before you did, and I sent you a message like, you're gonna love this opening.
And I think it's worrying that Tara knows me well enough that she knew that would be perfect for me. And
I think anybody watching these reviews know that you love Keith. And you love Keith genitalia.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Nothing wrong with that.
This reputation that I'm getting for loving Keith genitalia. But because the other thing I love, my other favourite running gag, is Judy talking about her genitalia in any way, shape, or form. Or any genitalia. Judy talking about genitalia and sex is like my favourite thing in this show. Because...
Yeah, her and Keith are fighting for my number one spot.
Yeah. She is frustrated in this episode because Kelvin's got this job to greet new members of the church from... what country was it?
Somalia?
Yeah, I think you're right, yeah.
Or Senegal.
But he's learned a few words in the language, and he's going to do this meet and greet, and she wanted to do it. Judy was like determined, and we'd seen from the episode 1 that she was learning a little bit of Mandarin to help with the Chinese trip, but she wasn't allowed to go. And we see her be, you know, seduced essentially by baby Billy to become the new singing partner to replace Amy Lee. And, you know, like the idea is he's buttering her up. He's like, oh, you've got a voice, you've got talent, and you know, you're not appreciated here, Judy. But, you know, Billy's noticing. Billy's seeing. You can see what he's doing.
Well, he's been having dinner with them, right? So I think he's been watching the drama play out, and he knows that Judy just gets stepped on all over. She's kind of the punching bag of the family. So,
also, it has occurred to me that when your hair's grown out a little bit, we could totally cosplay as Keith and Judy.
Wait, you think you're Keith?
Who do you think I am?
I don't know if you're anyone in this show.
It depends. Would you like to slap me in the genitalia? Because if that's the case, then I need to be BJ. Because I want to tell you right now, I felt that. I felt that slap. I have been there. I have felt that hit. It is not pleasant. Do you know what it is? Like, a punch in the balls in a movie or TV show won't affect me, right? I won't care, whatever. Someone getting in the balls, punching the balls, whatever. But there's something about that quick whip, that quick slap whip that she does, that... do you know what I think it is? I think it's because when it happens accidentally, that's how it happens. It's the hand just goes down and it kind of hits you by accident kind of thing. And
I'll have to take your word for it.
I'm just saying it's happened. So... just a note, because Judy's actually trying to get him to give her one in this scene, right? And just a note to the ladies out there: if you want to initiate sex, slapping a guy in the genitalia is not the way to start it off. I'm just going to throw that out there. Like, guys are pretty easy going.
That's not a key winner.
No, guys are pretty easy going.
I'll have to change my notes.
You could basically do almost anything else, and we're going to be game. But slapping us in the dick is not one of them. But she had so many good lines. This is when she's in the dressing room before the performance, because she's going to perform on stage at the Wednesday service with baby Billy at his church in the mall. And there's so many good lines in this in this scene in the dressing room. Because right before she slaps him, she says, "I just want to get that Snow White dick" or something. She says something like that. Oh,
Lily White, maybe. Yeah.
yeah. And then she says, "I'm just gonna have to get someone in the audience to finger me." Then that line, I'm like, what is that?
Her way of stress management.
Oh
I can
God.
watch a whole series about it.
Yeah. Because even when it's not sexual at the end, when she's like, "F you," I'm sorry, I'm acting out. I love you. F you, but I love you. like that really was cracking me. Every line out of her mouth in this episode was pretty great.
Yeah.
Just start to finish, it was cracking me up.
This might be my favorite episode so far.
Maybe. I think it's the funniest. I actually think it's genuinely the funniest.
I think it's the funniest too, because we get so much Judy and we get a golden Keith moment to open it up.
Yeah, and there's other funny bits as well on top of
we
those.
We get Danny McBride like being awesome in it, which is also really like funny.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something else, because he buys her because Kelvin got like, because he saved that girl, that teenager, a few episodes ago. The parents bought him one of those soda machines where you could like pick every flavor with a touchscreen.
Yeah, from their Chicken Shack place or whatever the restaurant is, their KFC knockoff.
And BJ buys Judy like a little consumer version that does like soda water.
Yeah,
and she's like,
the
not
soda
filled.
machines that you buy from like Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yeah,
and all the syrups cost like $100 or whatever.
Got you all the syrups, baby. Like, his does all of the sodas. BJ, you don't understand all of the sodas.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I also still can't get it. It makes my bird twitch out of my head. Oh, that's a good line. Is she talking about her privates? Yeah, I'm talking about my privates.
I am talking about my private parts. Oh, Kid Judy was so good too.
I don't think I've ever thought a female character was as funny before for talking about their genitalia. I feel like it always feels forced. Like it always feels like this weird thing they're trying to do. This feels
she's great.
Hilarious.
This actress is gold, and she was in Vice Principals, where she played a promiscuous teacher who was very into Danny McBride, and she was gold in that show too.
All right, you convinced me that I should see that show. If I wasn't convinced already, saying that there's more of her being funny.
I don't think she's in Eastbound and Down. If she is, she's in like the 4th season, because that came pretty late and pretty close to Vice Principals, I think.
Yeah. So everyone, Judy's fantastic. So like we say, she's getting kind of seduced by baby Billy, and she stands up in front of because she's saying to Eli, because they're at a little meeting. It's like, hey Dad, is there a reason why you didn't respond to my formal email about doing this job instead of Kelvin? Why did you ignore me? And Kelvin's just been a little shit to her, and she gets so pissed off that she just like, well, I'm going to go and work with baby Billy. I'm making an announcement right now. And then when she leaves and slams the door, she opens the door and slams it like 5 times.
I know. I couldn't tell if it was because she just wanted to be extra, or if it was because she couldn't quite get the slam right, or the door wouldn't stay closed. Or
she just wanted to do it 5 times.
Or maybe she just wanted to do it 5 times, just to be 5 times. Yeah.
To punctuate. There's a great irony, of course, in like obviously it wasn't the same kid because Judy was already born, but I was thinking how there's a bit of an irony in how Billy was like kind of screwed out of his tour by them getting pregnant, and he's now taking one of their kids to replace Amy Lee. Is like, well, the kids are a good thing now, aren't they?
Yeah, right. That's true.
And I loved the poster. It was like a big Amy Lee, and then at the bottom was like featuring the daughter of Amy Lee. It was just a little photo.
Yeah, it's like a little sticker that he put on.
little photo of Judy. Oh, that's great. And of course, Eli goes to see Billy and tries to like say, "Hey, you're trying to like turn her against me." Blah blah blah.
Yeah, that was the scene that we got in the last one where she was sitting with her brother and him. Is that he says, "Oh, honey, he doesn't think you're talented. He's trying to use you to make me mad." And she kind of walks. That's why she starts slamming the door. She's like, "Well, thanks for believing in me, Dad."
Yeah.
And because of the flashback episode that we got, we can't help but sort of side with Eli, because this is the Billy that he knows.
Yeah, the thing I was going to say though, so obviously we mentioned last week that it was going to turn into this feud and it was going to develop, and so everything Billy's doing feels in character and line with what we saw in the flashback stuff. But what I was going to say is at the end of this scene, he walks off kind of like snarkily singing the song. He's like, Dama said this, but I'll be misbehaving. And I was like, oh god, this is going to be in my head forever. And then they shows like half the performance later on, where it's Judy on stage, and she's not bad, and
I gotta say, yeah,
she's not bad.
She was surprised. I thought she was going to be
awful.
Yeah,
and I thought she was going to
even though
suck.
she's clearly not a professional tap dancer like her uncle or her mother was, but like she's just giving it her all because she's finally on stage in front of everybody. And I think all of a sudden I might be on more Baby Billy's side. Like maybe this isn't about getting back at Eli, but he's just trying to. He really does see her mother in her.
I think it's both. I think he is trying to get back to, well, maybe not back to Eli, but or back at Eli. I think he is doing it purely for financial reasons. But I think much like the scene last episode where he was watching the performance and he midway through it he stopped being angry because he's at the back of the room this time watching.
Yeah.
And there's a point halfway through where he kind of sees his wife and his daughter, and he smiles, right. And he sees her being happy and flourishing in a way that he's never let her flourish. Like he's always helped, it's like, because hell, Kelvin, when he was being a dick in the other scene in the meeting, he's like, don't you have to go and like restock the stationery supply in the church or something? Like he's really belittling and whatever. And even though Eli doesn't talk to her that way, everything we have seen implies that he does not let her be an on-screen personality. Maybe it's because he's scared of the treatment she'll get, maybe whatever the reason might be, but he doesn't, and she wants to.
Well, I think it's because he knows her temperament. When she gets stressed out, she starts punching people in the dick and and yelling out profanity.
Her temperament, that was her like foreplay, not temperament. That was her trying to
It is, but it's also like since she was a kid and talking about her bird twitch, like she's just naturally inappropriate. So I think he knows like putting her on stage is a risk because she's not like her mother in that her mother is collected and sweet. Judy is a spoiled brat, and doesn't have to worry about consequences of her actions, and because of that I think he doesn't put her on stage.
I wish I could remember
I think he's just because he's never put her on stage. He never really saw her potential either.
Yeah, well,
and clearly she has it.
I wish I could remember what the first thing she says to BJ about wanting to have sex. She goes to undo his belt and says something like, I want it in my hole, but it was something like really crude, the way Judy would say it, right? Because my first thought as soon as she said that was like, is she going to say it again? Is she going to say, I want you to touch my bird? I really thought she was going to say that, and she didn't. But they're saving it. They're saving it. But no, you're right. Like the whole thing is like he sees this and he's like happy for her, and it's like he realizes he's been denying her this the whole time, and it goes back to again what we saw last time where Billy might be exploiting her, and he probably is because he's very selfish and very narrow-minded. Everything's about him. Everything's about him.
Yeah.
But
I think Eli is holding on to this memory of Baby Billy also. And I think he's always kind of held him back because of what that scheme he tried to pull with Amy Lee. But maybe he should be more forgiving because, he has had a tough life too. I mean, a lot of the consequences are his own actions. So
I did have a thought during this episode, though. I don't know if I said this last week as well, actually, but I was wondering, like, let's say things get really bad with Baby Billy. Let's say it ends in heartache again. Does Baby Billy somehow end up teaming up with oh god, I always forget his goddamn name. Scotty.
Gideon?
I always want to say Bobby for some reason, but Scotty. Does he somehow end up becoming involved in that and want to steal the money? Because he's got a motivation. He thinks that Eli and the Gemstones are undeserving of the fortune they have. So I could see them sort of veering into that potentially somehow, but not that there's any hints yet that he's going to meet him or anything like that. But
I don't know. After this episode, looks like he's trying to get into that family.
Yeah, Baby Billy and Little Judy, I think was what it said on the poster.
Well, I'm talking about Scotty.
Oh, Scotty, yes. Scotty's we'll jump over to that plot then, where Gideon. So I have to talk about Jesse's plot though, actually, because it kind of leads into it. Because Jesse, like, he's very excited at the start because he's got the van and he's still lying to Amber about, oh, this is a prank. He's like, it's not a very good prank. You flipped the car. Well, that was their prank. It didn't make a lot of sense. Maybe I'll put some fart gas in the van or something that I said. Like
she's really trying to. She's keeping a smile on and going, huh, just explain the joke to me, please.
Yeah, explain it. Just so I can be as willfully ignorant as I possibly can.
I know. She's great.
And pretend that I'm not a trophy wife, please. Please. So, they searched the van. In fact, do you know what? As funny as Judy and all that was this episode, as funny as the Keith moments were, my favourite line of the episode actually wasn't from that plot. My favourite line of the episode was from Jesse and the others. It's when so Judy's there as well, and they're talking about the soda machine. It's right before she ends up smashing the soda machine. And obviously Jesse goes to like talk to her in the golf cart. But the line that really made me laugh is Kelvin's like, oh, I got this soda machine, and I'm like a really big deal now. And Danny McBride, with a straight face, says, could you come back down to reality and dust this van for Prince? Could you come back down to reality and dust this van for Prince? That line broke me.
I know. Oh, and we get a little hint that just through a line of dialogue that Keith tried to like run the plates or something, and because of it, he lost his job.
Oh yeah.
At the DMV.
Yeah. So now he's helping Kelvin with the job he's got. He's like helping hand out the T-shirts or whatever they were handing out. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's why he was spending the night too.
Oh, does he live there? He lives with them.
I thought they were just like hanging out together all the time.
No, I think because well, he was definitely living there while he was in China because he didn't want to sleep in his bed. Remember, so he slept on the couch all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. But no, that line broke me. It was just such. He delivered it with such a deadpan, serious, like stop being ridiculous and dust this van for Prince. And then later on, he's got the meeting with the others. He kind of
went full Kenny Powers in this episode.
Yeah, he's got
his character from Eastbound and Down.
He's got this meeting with the others, and he's like, "Oh, we've done a thorough investigation, and we've discovered." And he lists the items, and it's like a bunch of junk. It's just like used, cotton buds, or what do you call them? Q-tips, that's what you call them. And various other things, and like a bag of potato chips. It's junk. It's a bunch of junk. It tells us nothing. It's
just garbage.
Yeah. But then this is right around this time though. Scotty's getting frustrated with Gideon, wanting to know what's going on, and he's like, "Oh, where's your dad right now?" And Diane McBride, Jesse gets really frustrated during the scene because his phone goes off first and he ignores it, and then someone else's phone goes off, then a third person, and I thought it's like, wait, it's all unknown number? Who knows we're all here together right now? What's going on? And he's like, okay, Kelvin, you answer yours. It's Scotty. And the gist of this conversation is that Jesse basically calls his bluff, says, like, if you were going to release that video, you'd have probably done it by now. You don't have shit.
Yeah. Probably would have done it after I ran you over and took the money.
And my favorite part of this actually is that it cuts and like Gideon's also laughing in the background. He's also having a good chuckle about this.
Yeah, Gideon seems to be kind of proud of his dad.
Yeah. Is this before or after Scotty ate the full Subway, the foot-long Subway? Well, didn't eat it. He took one bite and then just mushed it in his hands. He's got angry.
I think this is after.
Yeah. It threw it in the fire and then took the 6-inch sub, the light option that Gideon got because he's trying to be healthy.
Yeah. And he does it after he talks about how we're going to split the money. But then just takes his share of the sandwich. So, like...
That's my sandwich. No.
How many more red flags do you need, Gideon?
Because he says, like, oh, that's my, like... 6 or my light option, low fat, and he's like, no, it's my light low fat option, and takes a bite out of it. Oh god, it did make me hungry. I'll say that much. But
I do love bread. I'm like Oprah. I love bread.
Bread's pretty good. I like a lot of things with bread. I like thick bread. I hate people who buy like really thin bread and make sandwiches with thin bread. I'm like, no, yeah, thick bread.
I mean, there's an occasion for both.
Unless it's like a different type, like if you're doing like a pita bread or something like that, it's a completely different texture, sure. But in terms of like regular, a loaf of bread, thick sliced, damn it. Anyway.
Okay.
So yes, So later on, so he gets really frustrated, and then later on, Jesse has a scene where he pulls out all the little coins that the one guy made. He's like, "You didn't throw them away." He's like, "Of course I would never do that." And he's like, "Oh, I'll cherish this." And I knew where this scene was going because they're standing on the little dock in the little like shitty lake they've got.
It made me laugh though.
He's like, "We're going to throw these into the water to, and they'll sink, and that'll be our secret sinking with them." And then the guy,
and the face on the guy who made them just gets so low, and he's so disappointed because he's just so happy and proud that he thought he did something good because that Jesse would hold on to them and not throw them away.
And he throws it into the water, and they all do. And then, of course, the big thing is that Jesse comes into Gideon at one point in this episode and like tries to make amends in the most Danny McBride way, where he can't say I love you. He can't say I love you, son.
He can say I like you.
I like you. I still like you. And then there's the awkward like almost hug. Oh dear.
I agree. It's a good scene.
It was a funny little scene, but it leads to like them kind of the families reunite again. They take this stupid photo where they're all dressed in white, doing like praying, posing, and all the rest of it. But it all builds up.
Those photos before.
They're playing
those family photos.
Oh, I have not. I have not. This is the enemy.
Oh yeah, I've seen it before.
This is the heart of darkness, as far as I'm concerned.
Professional photography done. They're all dressed in white, and like in a park, and whoa.
Oh, Tower's cat's acting up.
The cat's going nuts. Yeah.
So, but it all leads to they're playing Jenga, and they get a call from the front gate. It's for Gideon. There's someone here to see you, and you knew it was going to be. Like, there was only one person this could be, and it cuts, and it's Scotty, but he's got his hair all like sort of like slicked back. He's got glasses on. He's like, "Oh, I'm Gideon's friend from the film industry. I'm here to see Gideon." And there's this moment of like doubt. This way he has to contemplate where Gideon looks at his family. He's like, you can tell he actually kind of likes being home. He's starting to kind of like his family again, but he still says, "Okay, let him in." Because I thought he might not. I thought the joke ending here might be like Scotty getting like livid at the gate because he's been turned away. He's like, "Shit, how did I get in?"
No, he's still. It's either he still wants this plan to go through, or he's still more afraid of Scotty than he is his father.
Yeah. So is it going to go where he like eventually tells his father and like they all team up, or is it going to be something else? Like, I don't know. This show can go in a variety.
Well, if he tells his father, then he might know that he's the third person in the van.
Oh yeah, he'll have to admit that. Like, but I'm wondering, does it get to a point where he has to admit that to solve it? There's cat. We need a second camera on the floor, the cat cam that we can cut to when the situations arise. I think your cat is secretly the spirit of Danny McBride. That's the impression I'm getting.
Gus man, definitely. It was my Kitty Powers kitty.
So that was basically the plot of the episode. Though we worked through everything, I think, unless I'm forgetting something.
I think so.
But no, really, really enjoyable episode. Probably the best one yet. Definitely the funniest.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely the funniest.
I was laughing very consistently in this
more
episode.
Judy, please, and
yes,
more Keith.
Judy is really funny when they'll give her a chance, and obviously Kid Judy was great last episode, but Judy was just like nothing but gold. For that entire scene in the dressing room was just nothing but making me crack up.
I mean, we were also due for extra comedy because the last episode really didn't have that much, other than the kids.
That's true. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us. Let us know what you thought of the episode in the comments. And if you want to Twitch our bird, you could do that by rating the podcast on Apple Podcasts. Give us a nice 5-star rating.
Not the way I would have said it.
Oh dear. Maybe I can replace "Have you got any vanilla" with like somehow fit Twitch my bird into it. Nah.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Not a good idea. Okay. All right. I just really like that line.
Great line, but not appropriate for the show.
Okay. All right. You've taught me out of it. You're here to vet the ideas.
Hmm.
You know,
Teamwork makes the dream work.
catch the bad ones and don't let them through. So now you can also support us, of course, financially. Tara, how can they do that?
You can check out our Patreon page. It's patreon.com/MilefuzzTV. And with donations as little as $1 per month, you'll get bonus episodes of shows we do, including the Atomic Cinema Experiment, which is our science fiction movie podcast. You can get bonus episodes of Time Cop, which was a poster featured in the Righteous Gemstones in episode 1 or 2. I can't remember.
It was episode 1. I got very excited in episode 1 when we saw that thing because we did it right before that episode aired. I think it was like the week before. So
you can find out why we were excited to see Time Cop by checking out our review.
Yeah. So go do that. As Tara goes and lets the cat out because the cat is freaking out. Is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, that has been the Righteous Gemstones episode 6. We'll be back next week with episode 7. So thank you once again for watching or listening. We always appreciate it. Keep watching TV, guys. Have you got any vanilla? Na 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 misbehave.